In this video, I explain the topic what are the four elements, and explore one of the oldest ideas humans have used to understand the world around them. Long before modern science existed, people tried to make sense of nature, life, and change by observing patterns in their environment. From these observations, the concept of four basic elements emerged: earth, water, air, and fire. These elements were not only seen as physical substances, but also as symbols representing different qualities of nature and human experience. In this explanation, I show where the idea comes from, what each element stands for, and why the four elements are still meaningful today in culture, philosophy, and storytelling. The origin of the four elements. The idea of the four elements comes from ancient civilizations, especially from ancient Greece, but similar concepts can also be found in other cultures around the world. Early philosophers tried to identify the basic building blocks of everything that exists. They believed that all matter and all natural phenomena could be explained by a small number of fundamental elements. Over time, the model of four elements became widely accepted in Greek philosophy and later influenced Roman thought, medieval science, medicine, and even art and religion. The philosopher Empedocles is often credited with formally introducing the four classical elements: earth, water, air, and fire. He believed that everything in the universe was made from these elements in different combinations. According to this view, change happens when elements mix, separate, or transform into one another. This idea helped people explain natural processes such as growth, decay, weather, and even human behavior. Earth, the element of stability and matter. Earth is the element associated with solidity, stability, and the physical world. It represents everything that is solid, heavy, and tangible. Mountains, rocks, soil, and minerals were all seen as expressions of the element earth. In the four-element model, earth is the foundation of the physical world and symbolizes structure, endurance, and reliability. In human terms, earth is often linked to qualities such as patience, strength, and practicality. People connected with earth are traditionally described as grounded, dependable, and focused on the material aspects of life. Earth also represents growth and fertility, because soil allows plants to grow and life to develop. This makes earth both a symbol of permanence and of slow, steady change over time. Water, the element of change and flow. Water represents movement, flexibility, and transformation. Unlike earth, water has no fixed shape and constantly adapts to its surroundings. Rivers, oceans, rain, and lakes were all understood as manifestations of this element. In the four-element system, water is connected to processes of change, cleansing, and renewal. Water is also closely linked to emotions and intuition. Because water can be calm or violent, gentle or destructive, it symbolizes the full range of emotional experience. In many traditions, water is seen as the source of life, as all living beings need it to survive. At the same time, water can erode stone and reshape landscapes, showing that even soft elements can be powerful over time. Air, the element of breath and movement. Air is the element that represents invisibility, motion, and life energy. Even though air cannot usually be seen, its presence is felt through wind, breath, and sound. In ancient thought, air was associated with the sky, weather, and the act of breathing, which was often linked to life itself. Air symbolizes intellect, communication, and freedom. Because it moves freely and quickly, it is connected to thoughts, ideas, and inspiration. In the four-element model, air is what connects different parts of the world, carrying sounds, scents, and weather across vast distances. It represents change through movement and is often associated with curiosity, creativity, and the power of the mind. Fire, the element of energy and transformation. Fire is the element of heat, light, and intense transformation. It is both creative and destructive, capable of providing warmth and protection, but also of causing damage and chaos. Ancient people saw fire as a powerful force that could turn raw materials into something new, such as cooking food or shaping metal. Symbolically, fire represents passion, energy, and willpower. It is associated with ambition, courage, and action. Fire changes whatever it touches, turning solid matter into ash, smoke, and light. Because of this, fire is often seen as the element of transformation, marking endings and new beginnings at the same time. The balance between the four elements. One of the most important ideas behind the four elements is balance. Ancient thinkers believed that harmony in nature and in human life depended on the correct balance of earth, water, air, and fire. When the elements were in balance, the world functioned smoothly. When one element became too dominant, chaos or illness could occur. This idea strongly influenced ancient medicine. Health was believed to depend on the balance of elements within the human body. Emotional states, personality traits, and physical conditions were all explained through the interaction of the elements. Even though modern science no longer uses this model, the idea of balance remains important in many cultural and philosophical traditions. The four elements and human personality. The four elements were also used to describe different personality types. Earth personalities were considered calm, practical, and reliable. Water personalities were seen as emotional, sensitive, and intuitive. Air personalities were thought to be intellectual, communicative, and curious. Fire personalities were described as energetic, passionate, and confident. This way of understanding personality helped people reflect on themselves and others. It encouraged the idea that no single element is better than another, and that each person contains a unique combination of all four. This concept is still used today in storytelling, psychology-inspired systems, and character development. The four elements in culture and symbolism. Throughout history, the four elements have appeared in art, literature, religion, and mythology. They were often connected to gods, directions, seasons, and natural cycles. Many stories use the elements as symbols for conflict, harmony, or transformation. Even today, the four elements are commonly used in fantasy stories, movies, and games because they are simple, powerful, and easy to understand. The lasting presence of the four elements shows how deeply this idea is rooted in human thinking. Even though science now explains the world differently, the elements remain a useful symbolic language for describing natural forces and inner experiences.